Gustavo Ribeiro, 2022 Super Crown champion from Portugal, will be first in. Gustavo Ribeiro had a little bit of trouble the last few events, not here so far. For more on that, sending it down to Andrew Cannon.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I talked to Gustavo. You know, he's really been struggling a lot mentally this year. He's just been beating himself up and putting too much pressure on himself. But he came down here, he brought his twin brother from Portugal. They're here together, and it's really helped him a whole lot. And as you can see, it's working so far.
Gustavo in for his second run, coming off a 7.6.
His twin brother is extremely good at skating too.
Does he skate contests like Gustavo does?
I don't know if he skates contests like that, but his street stuff is on point.
So Gustavo manages to get the crook nollie flip in during time, but had one fall during the run this time.
Yeah, he missed the bigger flip front board, traded it in for the crook nollie flip within time. I think that's a fair trade. This should be a little better score than what he had.
Trying to bump up from the 7.6. There's his brother, Gabriel Ribeiro, looking on. 8.1. Solid improvement.
But you kind of got to go off the big section.
Gustavo Ribeiro. Okay, front nose grind, nollie flip. We talked about it earlier in prelims. That's very similar to the crook nollie flip he did in his line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can see in the Heineken 0.0 cam, it's the same trick, pretty much. I mean, nose grind, nollie flip's a little bit harder just to get the right lock. But, you know, we'll see how the judges, if they think that that is enough of a variation.
They give it to him, 9.1.
Yeah. But in all honesty, that could have been a 9.3. He almost had that.
Gustavo Ribeiro coming off a 9.1. Second attempt here.
There it is.
That's big. Tray flip,
huge. Tray flip, nose blunt slide.
And again, we've seen him do that trick for years, but this is a 15-stair rail. That's different.
15-stair rail adds a little danger factor. He barely got his foot on that nose blunt, and I'm sure we're gonna see it again after this 9 pops up.
9.2. Gustavo Ribeiro in the lead. But he's the first skater with 3 scores locked in. So taking the pressure off. So all the pressure will be on Felipe's final 2 tries. Gustavo Ribeiro doing a great job here, putting himself in contention. Okay. 360 flip front board, fakie.
He's been running that one for years. It's won him a Super Crown championship before.
He's making up the ground that he lost in the line section with a 9-1, a 9-2, and now a 9 even. He's your current leader.
And last but not least, our defending Super Crown champion, Giovanni Vianna.
ranked #1 in points on the season. He placed 2nd in Sydney, 2nd in San Diego, 4th in Paris. Can he repeat as Super Crown champ 2 times in a row? Find out. Gio putting in a great run here in his first go. Can he finish? Fakey hurricane. All right. What do you think, Sean?
I loved it. I had a bit of everything in there. I mean, starting with this full cab, back lip, and the BB Seguros replay. Straight into switch front blunt, and then this half cab frontside nose grind. The one thing about Gio is his pop is so strong and good that he can go slower at these spots and still handle them. He was not going fast for that fakey hurricane.
And I tend to think Gio excels in the single tricks also, because he's got so many hammers for the rail. 9.1 in the line section is exactly what he needs to set himself up for a repeat. And it's hard to be the first person back on the course after something like that, but here comes Giovanni. Wow. Cab front nose slide fakie.
Cab front nose fakie. That is such an insane trick. Down the 15-stair rail. Look at that pop. Like I said, he has one of the strongest fakie ollies in the game. Cabbing into this front nose.
And he locked straight in. There was no wheel, no truck.
No, I did that perfect.
.1. Giovanni on top. Giovanni looking for his third score. He's trying to get back into it here. The crowd likes the cab front blunt fakie.
To cab away from the rail and get all the way over to a front blunt just makes this so much more difficult. Gio is one of the first people to say that he loves this handrail, and it's showing. 9.2, cab front blunt fakie.
So Gio in third, but in contention with 3 scores locked. Last hammer. In the meantime, Giovanni Vianna needs an 8.1 to take the lead back. Oh! Half cab, back Smith, down the big rail.
That was so dipped as well. Half cab, back Smith. I wish Chase would have got on the other side of that rail for that fisheye angle.
Do we have an 8.1 or above coming?
I think we got a 9. At least right around it.
8.8. He done 6-time Super Crown World Champion. Nyjah Huston is here in the building. Can he make it 7? And we'll move on to Nyjah Huston. Had a really good first run, but came up a little short at the end. Let's see if he can put it all together here.
One of the sketchiest tricks in the line.
Why do you say that?
It's just so much pressure. That one's so easy to miss.
So many tricks going down in this run, and it comes down to this. Oh!
There it is.
Beautiful. Nyjah Huston gets it done here in Sao Paulo in his second line. You know he wasn't happy with the fall at the end of his first line and wasn't happy with the 7.9.
This is textbook vintage Nyjah.
A trick for every obstacle.
He just is able to skate everything and then ending it with the switch front blunt. Caught the wheel bite, still pulled it off though.
Care to guess on that score? We don't have to. 9.2. Good enough for the lead. Nyjah Huston still to skate. His first attempt after putting in a 9.2 in the line section. How do you compare and contrast a trick like that with Gio's trick?
It's definitely comparable. It's just like, it's so hard, right? Cab front nose fakie versus a nollie heel backlip. It's so drastically different, but I think as far as scoring wise, it probably gets somewhere similar to that.
9.3. Nyjah Huston back in the lead. Another look.
Nollie heel backlip to regular. That's something we're used to seeing Nyjah go to fakie, kind of swiveling, like pulling the nollie back heel all the way around. But nollie heel backlip to regular adds a whole nother element to it.
Second attempt, Nyjah just trying to keep this going. Consistency in single tricks, 59%. He's got to make 2 out of the next 4. Talk us through this one, John.
I know Nyjah has a lot of tricks. I know he can do pretty much anything. I just didn't know he had a nollie flip backlip to fakie like that on a 15 stair rail. So the nollie heel backlip, definitely a little easier to flip the board. Nollie flip backlip is a whole other level.
9.3 for Nyjah. 27.8 overall score. Another look. We're seeing the Nyjah Huston of 2019 all over again.
Yes, we are.
This is fun. Nyjah Huston needs an 8.5 to move into the lead. Switch heel front board. Nyjah Huston. He's going to retake the lead. By how much?
That's, yeah. I mean, switch heel front board. Heineken 0.0 can. such a scary one. So easy to kick the rail on the way up or miss the flick if you try to go down. He handled it perfect. And this is nollie flip, nollie heeled, and switch heeled all into the 15-stair rail.
9 even. Nyjah Huston with one try left for all these skaters in the Super Crown. Nyjah Huston back on top, trying to claim his 7th Super Crown title here in Sao Paulo, and he is feeling it. And that makes it official. Nyjah Huston getting his first Super Crown win since 2019 and claiming his 7th World Championship title here from Sao Paulo.
Nyjah's greatness has spanned 14 years now.
Nothing better than a victory lap, especially at the Super Crown. Nyjah Huston, the only founding SLS pro on the course this weekend. He's been in SLS since day one, and he is still Super Crown champ.
He's won the first ever Super Crown, and he is the current champion still.
Nyjah Huston, 7-time Super Crown champion, getting it done here in spectacular fashion from Sao Paulo. Stick around.